What the heck was that? It was like a double on the music at the beginning. I'm going to fire these producers. You hear me? You hear me? All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for another edition of Rockland's News, the live stream version. And I guess we're going to call this the America 250 edition because we got so much activity that is happening over this coming week. Especially tomorrow is going to be the 4th of July, 250 years of independence in the United States. And remember, freedom is not free. So we always got to be vigilant. And obviously, we're going into political season. There's going to be everybody fighting with each other. And you have my promise from all of the team at Rockland News. We're going to hang out in what I call the column of progress, right in the middle, or a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, and just report on what is going on. All right. We're not going to, I mean, we'll talk about it on the air, but at least in the digital print version of Rockland's News, which you could catch at rocklandsnews.com, we will have perspectives from all of the potential elected officials and incumbents about different things that are happening across Rockland County and what they would do in order to make Rockland a better place. Very important. Let's get into the weather first of all. Right now in Haverstraw, it is 89 degrees. It feels like 94. It's only 10:19 a.m. in the morning. There is a National Weather Service extreme heat warning. The conditions are expected to last until 9 p.m. tonight. Basically, you have the onset started at 3 a.m. Dangerously hot conditions with heat index values 105 to 115 degrees. Are we living in Arizona or something? Northeast New Jersey, the lower Hudson Valley, and most of southern Connecticut is included in the extreme heat warning. It will last until 9 p.m. on Saturday. Extreme heat and humidity will significantly increase the potential for heat-related illnesses, particularly for those working or participating in outdoor activities. An extreme heat warning means that the combination of heat and humidity is expected to make it feel like it's 105 degrees. Take extra precautions if you work or spend time outside. When possible, reschedule strenuous activities like listening to this podcast as an example to early morning or evening. That wasn't part of the National Weather Service, did it? Know the signs and symptoms of heat exhaustion and heat stroke. Wear lightweight and loose-fitting clothing when possible, and drink plenty of water. Seniors and those with chronic health problems or mental health conditions are at increased risk. Homes without air conditioning can be much hotter than outdoor temperatures. Use air conditioning to stay cool at home or go to a place that has air conditioning. If you don't have home air conditioning, continue to seek out cool spaces each day as long as it remains hot, and for a few days after if your home is still hot. Check on vulnerable friends, family members, and neighbors. And to reduce risk during outdoor work, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration recommends scheduling frequent rest breaks in shaded or air-conditioned environments. Anyone overcome by heat should be moved to a cool and shaded location. Heat stroke is an emergency, and in cases of heat stroke, definitely it's legit to call 911. Now, in light of that, with today's main news items, and we're going to be talking about America 250 events for the weekend, Rockland County is reminding residents to take precautions as high heat and humidity continue across the Hudson Valley. County officials say that 26 air-conditioned cooling centers are available in communities including New City, Nyack, Haverstraw, Suffern, Orangeburg, Nanuet, Stony Point, Hillburn, and West Nyack. Residents are urged to call ahead to confirm hours before heading out. Emergency updates are also warning of dangerous heat throughout the Independence Day holiday, and according to this, with heat index values reported as high as 112 degrees. Now let's think about that. 112 degrees. That is insane. And I had a feeling that we were going to hit some heavy duty heat this summer. It was just a feeling in the air in April, May, as you know, the late singer of the Stone Temple Pilots said, "So much depends on the weather." Well, here you go. Officials recommend drinking water, limiting outdoor activity, checking in on older neighbors, and never leaving children or pets in parked cars. And I also want to give a shout out to a friend and colleague of Rockland's News that's dealing with some housing issues. And definitely, bro, get into one of these cooling centers and hang out. Don't push yourself. I'm saying this directly to you respectfully because we love you. We want you to stay with us, and we're rooting for you. So hopefully you'll be able to stay in a cool environment. This podcast live stream is sponsored by the following. We got the New York Boulders baseball team, Yabu Fence Company, Dana Pest Control, and Fiesta Acapulco, located in Stony Point, New York. Kobe Sushi with their jazz music lounge, music on Wednesdays and Saturday nights. Mention Rockland's News and get 15% off your entire sushi order. Minimum of $75 or more, but that's at least $10.25 off your entire sushi order, plus the jazz in the background. Two lit up bars. It's just a really cool ambiance feel. I wasn't able to make it over there this week for the Kobe extravaganza, but they will be seeing me likely next Wednesday. And come on down for that. Breakpoint Bowling, located in West Haverstraw. They just recently finished a $2 million renovation over there. And they have lit up, and I mean lit up bowling, 20 plus lanes, TVs from one end to the other on the bowling lanes. I mean, it's like the high definition ones. You can watch baseball and football games while you're bowling. They got an arcade. They got laser tag. They got Joey A's restaurant there. They got a DJ on the weekends. It's just a really cool atmosphere. And mention Rockland News, and you might be able to, as a first time customer, get a $10 arcade gift card for free. FREE. Whole Shot Bagels, located in Haverstraw, New York. Mention Rockland's News and get a free bagel. First time customers only. And our friends over at Stony Point Massage, Kimmy O. Matthews. She's an amazing masseuse. So check her out over at stonypointmassage.com. And our friends over at North Rockland Chiropractic. That's Anna Marie. Hope you get your adjustments in after the holiday weekend. And we'll do some more sponsors in a while. We're actually going to start breaking up the sponsors in terms of like 1, 2, and 3, just because there's a lot of sponsors. So we have to talk with our loyal sponsorships. So let's talk about some of the America 250 events. We had, first of all, on Wednesday, we had the Clarkstown Fireworks Extravaganza with, I believe, the first drone demonstration in the history of Rockland County fireworks demonstrations. And that was also followed by a concert by the Ladies of the 80s. Pretty cool. And George Holman will be on next week to talk about that. Earlier this week, we also had Town of Haverstraw there, and he was talking about the Bowline Point fireworks extravaganza. We were actually there for that, along with many elected officials and many residents. We caught it over at the Lady Warren Number 5 Fire Company, where they host an annual barbecue and beers event over there. And me and my wife, we hung out on the hill. Perfect view of all the festivities with the over the Hudson River, watching the fireworks happen. It was just absolutely perfectly strategically placed, and we had an awesome time there. If you head it over to our Facebook page, we got the ends fireworks, like boom, 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 was amazing, and also the entire fireworks as a separate panel, just so that, you know, in case you don't have time to watch the whole thing. It was about like a 20 to 25-minute demonstration. I thought it was fantastic. Yesterday, Nyack celebrated its 2-day USA 250 celebration with a classic car cruise on Main Street, live entertainment, and there was local dining, obviously, and an outdoor showing of cars at 9 p.m. I believe Leslie, who hosts the social group over at Kobe Sushi once a month, she was there with her entourage, and she hosts so much. Like, for instance, she does open mic nights over at Mekong District in Nyack. She also hosted a few things up at Fiesta Acapulco here, and she is certainly a woman about town, and she is fabulous. and we'll probably have her on the live stream in the near future. There was also, and I missed this one, I wish I could have been there, but it was the Rendezvous with Treason, the Andre Arnold conspiracy, which was yesterday at the Antrim Playhouse in Tapan in the town of Orangetown. It was an indoor theater, Revolutionary War themed cultural tourist event, kind of dramatic, centered on Major John Andre and Benedict Arnold and the 1780 conspiracy connected to the Revolutionary War period. So, just to give you some context of that, this happened right down the road from where I live in Stony Point, New York. It's like right on Route 9W. There used to be a place, a placard, a sign, 99 signs. Where are you? A placard that basically showed up, and it said Treason House, and it was the place where Benedict Arnold and Major John Andre met up in 1780. And basically, Benedict Arnold handed over plans from the Continental Army. You know, we were fighting for our freedom at that point, and he basically handed over the plans, like troop placements and all that sort of stuff. Benedict Arnold jetted. He headed over to England, and he apparently lived out his life as a hero in Great Britain because he helped out the British, and they considered him a hero. Unfortunately, that didn't work out too well for Major John Andre because he fled to the Hudson River, I believe, and he got caught by Continental Army troops, and he was put on trial, and he was subsequently hanged. And I think he said a few words at the end, but who the hell cares? He gave up our position, so F him. And that was the Rendezvous with Treason. I'm sure they didn't say that at the end of. And it was from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock at the Antrim Playhouse. And, I got to visit the new Antrim Playhouse. The last Antrim Playhouse play that I got a chance to see was when they were stationed up in, I believe, right off of Route 202, just past Pomona. They had the old playhouse there. And I think the last thing that I saw there was A Few Good Men. They did that portrayal over there, and I was mesmerized. And as a matter of fact, to this day, I originally wanted to play Tom Cruise as the prosecuting attorney. But as time goes on, I kind of want to play Jack Nicholson. You need me on that wall. So maybe probably like another 10 years so that I actually look like Jack Nicholson. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, so what is happening today and tomorrow in terms of all the different festivities? First of all, from 1 o'clock to 10 o'clock tonight, fireworks and party and a whole bunch of other stuff at the Waterfront Park in Memorial Park in Nyack. Nyack's second day includes a kids' freedom zone at Memorial Park. Hopefully they're covering up the culverts to make sure that the kids don't traverse under Nyack. Let's do that. Hey, chaperones, maybe you keep an eye on up to 71 children going through the culverts of Nyack. Sorry, was that a little snarky? It was meant to be. Kids Freedom Zone at Memorial Park is going to be today. Awesome. A Declaration of Independence reading, a time capsule unveiling, student awards, food options, music by the Swing Time Big Band at 7 p.m., and finally, fireworks launched from the Hudson River Barge at 9:15 p.m. We have been to that fireworks display numerous times over my past 50 years, and I have to say it is an amazing experience. I don't know if it's better than the Bowline experience. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens tonight. It's like one of those things where all the towns are like, ours is better. Ours is better. And so it's we'll see how it goes. And we just love being a part of any of the festivities, whether they're big or small. I'm sure that fireworks display is going to be off the charts. Just awesome. Plus, Bear Mountain is going to have their Friday outdoor music series tonight. Continues during the holiday weekend with the Anomaly Project. They're listed to play tonight for the 4th of July, for the 3rd of July. Bear Mountain's own 4th of July barbecue and fireworks event was listed for June 26th, outside of the July 1 to 5th window, but I'm sure that they corrected that on their website since then. And that's going to go from 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock p.m. And of course, the New York Boulders will be doing a celebration. New York Boulders hosting the Troy Rivera's Aguiles as part of an America 250 weekend at Clover Stadium. Post-game fireworks are listed for both Friday and Saturday. Now, the main event tomorrow, where to go, what to do. I got 4 main things here. First of all, the town of Orangetown. There's going to be a parade at 10 o'clock in the morning. It's going to be hot. Remember that. Festival at 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Tapan German Masonic Park, 89 Western Highway South, Tapan. And Orangetown's Rev 250 event includes a morning parade in Tapan, followed by a festival at German Masonic Park with live music, food trucks, vendors, kids' activities, and family programming. Hillburn's America 250 Retro Block Party includes bounce houses, games, water slide. I could go for that. A dunk tank. I'm sure that will be well stationed. Food tent, entertainment, DJ, karaoke, patriotic table tent decorating, chili contest, baking contest, and an ice cream eating contest. The itinerary lists activities throughout the afternoon and evening with food service from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. And then in the Stony Point Battlefield area tomorrow, 1:30 p.m. to 4 p.m., a free Revolutionary War themed program featuring a short lecture, reading of the Declaration of Independence by a costumed interpreter, and musket volleys. Musket volleys. Boom, boom. Plus, Piermont is doing a fireworks show. It's listed for 9:30 p.m. tomorrow night in the village of Piermont, with postings describing a Hudson River fireworks display visible from the Piermont Main Street area. That should be a lot of fun. And it's a really elegant area. I love hanging out down there. It's where I met my wife, actually. And finally, Clover is going to have their New York Boulders America 250 celebration on Saturday night as well. They're going to be playing against the Troy Rivieras Aguiles again. And it's the second listed post-game fireworks night during the Boulders America 250 weekend series against Troy Rivieras Aguiles. So you can definitely catch them, and you can learn more about that team at nyboulders.com. It's a beautiful stadium, holds over 6,500 people comfortably. They have new synthetic turf, and that means there's a lot more events that are happening over there. There's a whole bunch of other things that happen on Sunday. Nyack is doing the first of their Global Rhythms football festivals. There's going to be a Happy Birthday America barbecue bash at the old 76 House and 110 Main Street on Sunday from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. The Declaration of Independence is going to be read again on Sunday. I just wanted to make sure I was right about that. It continues on Sunday with the same Declaration of Independence reading. That's right. Nobody's changing that Declaration of Independence. It's staying exactly the same. Costumed interpretation and musket volleys. And the reason why I say that is one of our, we'll call him a rival, but she does actually do really good reporting, but it's just very opinionated. She put something out there saying that like we should have a new Declaration of Independence to fight for our original independence. That's what we're all doing, yo. Duh. And also the New York Boulders is going to have another America 250 celebration, but that one is not going to have fireworks. So there's just so much that's going on this weekend, obviously, with all of the America 250 celebrations. And for those of you that, let's just say you're not in the best conditions, you know, as I mentioned before, we have a colleague that is with us with Rockland News, and he's fallen on some hard times recently, but he is making no excuses. He is OG Ralph Waldo Emerson style. And I note this, that he is taking responsibility for his own conditions, and some of it's not his fault. He's hung out in the pocket, but he has an indomitable spirit. And I think despite the conditions that he's going through, and he's going to have a tough summer, but I think he's going to land very well on his feet. And if all goes well, he's going to be a perfect example of a Declaration of Independence. And he's going to chart his own future the way that he sees fit. And hopefully we can keep him at Rockland News, because I see good things for the lad over the coming years. Once again, this live stream podcast is sponsored by, I'm going to go with a few of the sponsors at the end here. So we got the UPS store in West Haverstraw. They make great business cards over there, a lot better than some of the establishments in Stony Point that will not be named. And I had multiple problems with local Stony Point-based printing companies. But quite frankly, I mean, let me put it this way, and I'm just telling you the facts. The business cards were off center. Constant complaints about, oh, did you put the bleed on there or not? We did. Okay. We have graphic designers that do it right over here. Um, the banners for our Rockland, our Stony Point Music Fest, they were off center. They were actually, I asked for 8-foot banners. I got 6-foot banners. So I was not happy. And then to top it all off, one day I went into that location and I asked, and I'm not naming names, I was like, hey, I need a favor. I got a presentation that I have to do in approximately a half hour with the New York Boulders baseball team. Can you please quickly print up? And he looked at me. He's like, I can't. I got these things going on. I was like, please, I just, it's only going to take a minute. I'm sorry. I can't help you. The guy's an asshole. And I stand by that. He's just an asshole. And he always has been, and he always will be. And that's the way it is. And I know a lot of people around here like him, and that's fine. But I take my business to other places because they do it right and they're courteous and they don't cause any drama when they don't need to. So whether you like it or not, I pick other places. And personally, I endorse the UPS store in West Haverstraw, Proforma Corporate Systems located in Congers, New York. They're not a sponsor, but they're awesome too. And get your business cards and your promotional items in places that not only can do it right, but also actually give a damn about their customers. And by the way, last thing on this, I go off on tangents if you're listening in the past to Rockland News. This isn't without precedent. Okay. What I'm saying, this guy did this over and over for years on end. So no love lost there. And I don't need to filter myself anymore, nor do I care. Go to places that are reputable and go to places that actually get the job done right, and go to places that actually care about their customers instead of getting that bottom dollar. So good luck to the others, but go to the right places. We got Ivy Rehab Physical Therapy, and they take care of their customers over there. Dr. Nicholas Kirkpatrick, he's an awesome dude. He takes care of his customers, and he will help you to achieve better wellness. If you're recovering from an injury, this is a place to go because it's all about the people over at Ivy Rehab Physical Therapy. 99 Signs for all your digital billboard and portable sign needs. As I mentioned on my diatribe before about other companies that screwed up what I needed for Stony Music Fest and now Rockland Music Fest, 99 Signs always gets the job done right. And notably, when we were over at Clover Stadium last year, we had 1,200 people there, 11 bands, food, beer. It was a great atmosphere. I took the business from this company in Stony Point and I brought it over to 99 Signs, and they got the signs done the correct way with the right dimensions. We had huge signs hoisted over the 30-foot stage mesh. And, we invested, and we are glad that we invested with 99 Signs. So stick around with them. And they also have a newsletter that they put out on Rockland News every single month, and probably more to come. Greg does the stuff right over there. So for all your digital billboard and portable sign needs, go to 99signs.com. FZ Perfection Auto Body Repair located in Congers, New York. It could turn your Ford Pinto into a Ferrari, at least from the outside. It's shiny, the right colors, paint it, get the dings out. They will make your car look fantastic. And finally, our friends over at Clean Space Maintenance Management Company, get a mobile dumpster brought over to your house for just $199. And then you could just toss things in there like one of the elven dwarves. Just toss them in and get rid of all the clutter in your house. They haul it away. They bring it down to the dump, Rockland Green, down in West Nyack. There's a slight dumping fee. It's $199 plus the dumping fee, but it is so worth it because you don't have to transport stuff back and forth. You don't have to rent a U-Haul. You just have the mobile dumpster show up, and it'll take care of all your stuff. We got a lot more news coming up on Rockland News today. First of all, and this was an interesting story that happened right after the Bowline Point, the fireworks that had happened on Wednesday night. A frightening crash in West Haverstraw sent several people to area hospitals early Thursday morning. Police say that a Thiels Fire Department emergency rescue truck was responding to a reported boating incident near the West Haverstraw Marina when it collided with a Jeep on Route 9W and was pushed into a home on 62 East Railroad Avenue. A family, including children, was inside at the time. One adult resident and several first responders and the Jeep's 17-year-old driver were taken to hospitals. Authorities said all are expected to recover, thankfully. The building suffered major damage and the cause remains under investigation. That is the home right on East Railroad Avenue. Again, 62 East Railroad Avenue. You know what? I apologize. That's the wrong. It's 4 East Railroad Avenue, not 62 East. Apologies on that. 4 East Railroad Avenue. And it's located next to the old Flash Radio building across from Key Bank, as well as Mariella's Hair Salon, which is right across the way there. So thankfully, it seems that everybody that was injured, they are expected to recover, and hopefully the building damage will be remediated. Firefighters were also called to a house in Stony Point early this Friday morning. The fire was reported around 4:07 a.m. at 24 Dickens Street, bringing Stony Point firefighters to the scene along with mutual aid from West Haverstraw and Hillcrest fire departments and Haverstraw as well. Police and EMS also responded. Firefighters conducted primary searches and found no one inside the home. The fire was knocked down by about 5 a.m. and no injuries were immediately reported. The cause of the fire remains under investigation. Ramapo police say a road rage incident Thursday night led to an arrest after reports that a handgun may have been involved. Police responded around 8:30 p.m. near Hemian Road and Lackawanna Trail after a dispute that reportedly began near the northbound exit 14B off-ramp of the New York State Thruway. The suspect left the scene, was later found on Route 59, and police say an imitation pistol was recovered and a 9-year-old child was in the vehicle. Charges include menacing, criminal possession of a weapon. It's interesting how that's going to play out because it was a fake weapon according to this. So we'll see how it goes. Endangering the welfare of a child and harassment. There's a few other things that I want to note, but it's America 250, so we're not going to go too deep into these things. Proposed warehouse and distribution center in West Haverstraw has taken another step forward. The Village Planning Board accepted the draft environmental impact statement for the project, continuing the review process for a roughly 454 square foot facility on about 34 acres near Beach Road and Ecology Lane. That's the place where the old dump was 20, 30 years ago, which was completely just finished, again, 20 or 30 years ago. So it's just been sitting there. It was a demolition debris landfill near the planned Rockland Cares animal shelter. The proposal calls for a 24-hour distribution operation with loading docks, trailer storage, and parking. The project is estimated at $60 to $80 million and expected to draw continued scrutiny as environmental review happens and moves ahead. Now, in not an unrelated part of this, and I'm just going to go over to this Facebook post that I saw this morning. For those of you that are familiar with the old Hoyer's ice cream shop that is on Route 9W, interestingly enough, the Village of West Haverstraw Zoning Board of Appeals is fielding a project proposal for an 82 multifamily residential apartment unit on the old Hoyer's property on North Route 9W. So if you just imagine this, as you're driving down Stony Point and you got on the left-hand side, you have the Schultz Ford. On the right-hand side, you got the old Hoyer's building, and it's been sitting there for about 2 or 3 years since the family retired. They were very tight-lipped about what they were going to do with the property, but it seems like this is the direction that it may or may not go. It's 82 apartment units that are proposed, and this is part of a larger theme that Rockland News covered significantly last year about additional residential development. We're not taking a side on this, but according to multiple reports from both Rockland County government, from state senators, congresspersons, as well as local public officials, there's a housing unit deficit anywhere from 7,500 to 9,500 units or more that was reported. What that does is obviously increases the cost of rents because, supply and demand, but also diminishes the availability of workforce housing. So those are the sort of things that will be fleshed out. We will definitely be following that development right there, no pun intended, because it's literally, again, 5 minutes from my domicile in Stony Point. It's just further down from the old Treason House, where Benedict Arnold and Major John Andre had met up. So a lot of stuff happening, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of fighting and board meetings and so on. And that's the way that this country started, with a whole bunch of fighting. So going into America 250, for those of you that are in the trenches fighting for what you believe in, I say to you, regardless of whether I believe with you on your point of view or not, I say kudos. And my promise to you, ladies and gentlemen, is that I shall join the chorus of people that argue. We'll start that on July 6th. And the first thing that I'm going to argue for is Rockland Music Fest 12, coming to blank, because we're tight-lipped on where it's going to be. We'll let you know. We've been working on it for several months. Rockland Music Fest 12 will be held somewhere in Rockland County on Saturday, September 12th. Now, there's a few converging forces here. First of all, it's going to be the day after the 25th anniversary of 9/11. It's going to be a very somber day on Friday. 25 years since those two twin towers fell in New York City. And we will never forget, and we will memorialize those that passed away on that tragic day. The way that we figure it is on Saturday, people are going to need to wind down, especially those that encountered that. So we are hosting an epic Rockland Music Fest 12, and our headliner band is going to be the Guns N' Roses tribute band, the official one for the East Coast. And we're in talks with them now. Nothing's been signed, but in premise, they're like, yeah, man, we're available. Let's do it. We have a lot more bands that are going to be announced. That's going to be announced on on August 12th. But on July 12th, we're going to be opening up the application for local bands to participate. So you can learn more about that. You can go over right now to check out rocklandmusicfest.com, and you can learn about the early plans for this event. And for those of you that would like to see everything that happened at Rockland Music Fest 11, and that one really did go to 11. We had 11 bands that were performing. We had our headliner, which was Magical Mystery Doors, and they played Doors, Beatles, and Led Zeppelin on a 30-foot stage in the middle of Clover Stadium. It was actually the last event that was on the regular turf, the natural turf, and then they switched over to synthetic turf. So we ended it with a bang. 1,200 people showed up, and we're planning for more this year. So a lot more that will be announced on July 12th. So stay tuned for that. We want to thank one more time our sponsors, and those of you that are listening in on this. The sponsors are really what keep this thing going. So definitely visit these places and hang out, and there's a lot. So we got, first of all, the New York Boulders baseball team, which we just talked about, Yabu Fence Company, Dana Pest Control, Fiesta Acapulco, Kobe Sushi, Breakpoint Bowling, Whole Shot Bagels, Stony Point Massage, North Rockland Chiropractic. Plus, we got the UPS store in West Haverstraw. They do great business cards over there, I got to tell you. Ivy Rehab Physical Therapy, 99 Signs for all your digital, billboard, and portable sign needs. FC Perfection Auto Body Repair in Congers, New York, and Clean Space Maintenance Management Company. So I guess the last thing, for those of you that are listening in, I wish you all a great America 250 weekend. We're really lucky to be in this country. There's a lot more over the course of time and life that we have to work out, not just for ourselves, but for our society around us. And I hope whichever way it goes, that we can all figure out a way to hang out with each other, have a good time, and live somewhat in harmony. I don't think we could ever live completely in harmony. That's definitely not something that the Americas were founded upon. We got to have a little bit of infighting here and there, but hopefully we do it in the right way. And we become, as we called it way back when, the city on the hill. to be an example for the rest of the world. So we'll see how it goes. But until next time, my name is Tom Ossa. Thank you for joining us on Rockland's News, and have a great weekend. Happy 4th of July. Happy Independence Day, America 250. And we'll catch you next time. Take care. Oh.